Is this a good time to start a company?
I think anytime is always a good time to start a company. If you empirically, one way to look at this is like what has happened historically. If you look at it empirically, some of the great tech companies have come through really tough times. The early 2000s had it's a set of great companies who survived and made it through. But also, if you look at 2008, 2009, which was GFC, the great financial crisis, you had companies like, I think Twitter was founded around then, Dropbox, Google kind of real heyday started happening around then. So absolutely, because there's a few factors going for you. Number one is there's less competition for talent. It's definitely going to be harder to raise capital and get into sort of like an economic good zone.
But maybe that constraint is a good thing.
It could very much be a good thing, because I think it's maybe going to force you to really take a hard look at your business equation, what you're building, do people want it, how is it going to get distributed, all the good stuff. But I think there's going to be less war for talent. So you might find it easier to go hire great people because you don't have to compete with multi-million-dollar job offers from Facebook, Google,
Which is a
Microsoft.
huge advantage. When I was building companies, it's incredibly hard to compete against not just the apples to apples paycheck number, but like all the benefits and bells and whistles and like all the perks that big companies provide. As a startup, it's just incredibly hard for you to go match that. So this might be just a good time to get some of that incredible talent.
Yeah, so go scour that GitHub, go ask your friend for who the best engineer they know is and they know are, and go get them. So I think that's a huge advantage. I think the other part of it is usually if you go, this is also the time where you don't have competition who are rapidly scaling. So you almost have like more time to go really build, take your time, go explore the idea maze, go really understand the market. In different fundraising times, you have people who are like very quickly fundraising and trying to win a category just through the ability to raise capital. That's probably not going to be happening in a lot of places right now. You just have more time, less competition. And I think that's why some of the great companies come out of recessions. Now, having said that, there's a flip side to it. The flip side is it's going to be definitely harder to raise capital. If you are selling products, it's probably you're going to find that a lot of people aren't willing to try new things, especially on the business side, especially things which are not core,
like enterprise companies, things like that.
Right. If you're selling to businesses, everyone's going to take a hard look at their budget. They are going to try and do the math on, hey, is this thing adding core business value? So the further away from that, you're probably going to struggle. Even if you're in the core equation, it's probably going to be a harder conversation to convince people on, hey, go look at this new thing. So definitely a lot of things. The game is going to be a harder mode for a bunch of people. But look, this is where the great companies came out of. So I think this is a great time to be building companies.
Yeah, that's awesome. Go build, go find, if you are an engineer or, you want to go join a startup, this might be a good time to go find those as well. Figure out like which one you want to go get the maximum learning out of. As much as it's upcoming recession or like layoff time, and it's just things looking a little bleak, you can actually turn this around for yourself and, in a couple of years come out ahead.
Yeah, agree. And I think it's going to be not a fun, who knows how long, right? Nobody can make predictions. I definitely can't make predictions. It could be months, it could be longer, it could be shorter.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be hard. You're definitely going to see a lot of people lose their jobs, have to make hard life choices. So that is very challenging, and people are going to go through some hard times. But at a macro level, if you go look at post 2008, 2010, that's where the great technology boom wound up happening. Or historically, there are a lot of other patterns. But I think it's a great time to go build companies.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Good Time Show by Aarti and Sriram.